What's up? Happy Tuesday. We are live drafting. Stinger, get you the Zoom link here. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Brad, Gus doing his first draft. That's good. Mikey, Long Wang, Francis, Austin with his new Dwayne Haskins avatar. Ale, Barquios, Nick, Tomislav, and Brad. All right. So I have a if everything falls right, I'm going to try something from the 9 here and see how it goes. If things don't fall right, I may be in trouble. We'll see. All right. So we're just waiting on a few. Dun, 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 dun. So let's see. Ping some people. Ping some people and get this thing going. All right, Gus just went green. That guy went green. Okay, so now just waiting on Tomislav and Mikey, I think. All right, so I think we're just waiting on Tomislav and Mikey. Let's ping them again. Let's see here. I got dude. All right, just waiting for Tomislav in the 2 spot. What's up, Mikey?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Cutting it close today, just running late, but I'm here.
Yeah, no problem. We're waiting on the guy in the 2, Tomislav, which is weird because he was one of the guys that joined the open spot. So
yeah, I thought he joined just like a little bit ago.
he did. He was like the last one to join. So actually, I'm just gonna start it and give him Dalvin Cook because I mean,
no, I was gonna pick him at the 12.
if you got him at the 12, that you'd probably get a 9.5. You'd have to try really hard. You have to try really hard on the rest of your draft to not get a good grade.
Let me look, because I got Dalvin Cook in my draft last season, and I got him at the end of the first round in a 14-team league.
Yeah, because okay, that's insane. A 14.
I got him at the 10 last year.
Yeah, I mean that's still pretty low for him. But I remember he dropped quite a bit last year because remember everybody's worried he was going to hold out. Remember there was like talk that he was going to hold out. So a lot of people.
I see it. So go ahead.
No, I was going to say a lot of people. I mean, 10 is pretty low, but I know like a lot of people are getting him around that like 7-8 spot, and they ended up crushing everybody because.
Yeah, even now I still see people are still like, oh, he's injury prone. Like I know we had the discussion last week, but like it's crazy how much like people will drop a player's value just because they think he's injury prone. And he's missed like, I think they said he's missed like 2 games in the last like 2 or 3 seasons. Like,
yeah,
I don't know how he's still injury prone.
That's the thing about injury prone. People used to be like, I'm never drafting Keenan Allen. The guy gets hurt all the time. And then now they draft Keenan Allen. Like Dalvin Cook battled injuries throughout college, battled injuries his first 2 years in the pros, hasn't really battled injuries since, and everybody's like, fine, drafting him.
I remember when Latavius Murray was still on Minnesota, and that my brother picked up Latavius Murray, and I picked Dalvin Cook. And my brother was like convinced that Latavius Murray was going to get the job because Dalvin Cook was a broken down player and would never last. And I'm like, oh, sucks to be you.
Yeah.
Latavius Murray is a good running back, and he is effective where he plays, but like he's the backup now. Like,
oh, look at that wide receiver run.
Yeah, I was worried a running back was going to follow me, and I was going to have to go wide receiver.
No.
Hey, Chris.
What's up, Gus?
What's going on?
How you doing?
Great. How's everything?
Good. Yeah, I'm going to try something interesting here, something different. Unless, of course, all these wide receivers keep getting drafted, and then I might have to take a running back here, which is not the plan. Okay, that helps.
I think it's the first time I've seen DK go that high.
Yeah, even Pierre doesn't take him that high.
Over
right, I'm drafting Kelsey again. Let's go.
You going ZRB?
I'm just gonna do. So my plan was, because I've gotten Kelsey in the last 2 drafts. And I'm like, this time I'm gonna get Kelsey, but I'm gonna stock up on wide receivers. So I was like, I'm gonna take Adams in the first, and then hopefully Kelsey will still be there, which he was. So now at least I have, like, I'm not, behind the 8 ball where I have like a running back and then Travis Kelsey, and then I'm trying to catch up a wide receiver.
Yeah, I've been the last couple of times I've drafted, I've tried going 0 RB, like taking them after like the 4th round. But I just found that I like my drafts, I think, less than if I go like the traditional route, going like RB, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, running back.
Yeah, no, I much prefer one running back in the first 2 rounds, and then hammer wide receivers, and then
because like wide receivers, like there's so many more of them that play than running backs, like per team, that like you have a way higher chance of a wide receiver blowing up than a running back.
No, for sure.
It is a little different in my home league because we're a 1 running back team. So my draft strategy will be a little bit different for that.
Well, if you only need to start one running back, I definitely would not. I would like wait a long time for my second and third and fourth and all that.
Like last season, I went Dalvin Cook at the 10, and then when it came back to me, I went Travis Kelsey, and then just hit wide receiver like as hard as I could the rest of the draft, and then picked up a couple of running backs at the end.
Yeah, one running back league, that definitely. I mean, you just get one stud running back and you're pretty much good.
Yeah. Which I mean is good, especially for like my league, because I got guys drafting like Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Joe Mixon in the first round.
What?
Yeah, insane. So then like later they'll like a guy will pick like a quarterback at like a random time, like way early, and you would think like, okay, well I'll just pick a player then. But then every other guy on the team like freaks out and gets like FOMO and starts like picking up quarterbacks. And you would think, okay, well then I'll still wait and go to the end. But guys on my league will pick 2 quarterbacks in a 1 quarterback team league. So last season, I had to pick up like Gardner Minshew. Like people were taking like Kirk Cousins.
But you still won. Right? You still won.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like in a one QB league, because you're so stacked at the other positions, they can't make up that difference with their awesome QB. And if they have 2 awesome QBs like Kyler Murray and Josh Allen, it's like, okay, you only get to play one. So, you know what I mean?
I definitely did not do the rest of my draft that well. Now that I've been hanging with you guys for a while and looking at my draft from last season and like looking at all the other guys I could have picked, I'm like, oh, I can't believe I did my team like this. I never would have had the heartache that I had riding with Trubisky the whole playoffs.
Yeah, but again, if your team is stacked, I mean, you just need like 15. You just need 15 fantasy points from your QB.
Yeah.
Because what is your opponent going to get? Like 25? Okay, he beats you by 10, but you're crushing them everywhere else.
Crazy wide receiver run right now.
Yeah. I'm really hoping this guy. Okay, good. Good. Now I'm feeling good. Although Antonio Gibson at the 3A, that's very good value. Gus with the 3 RB star. What are we doing over there, Gus?
Like I said, I never picked from the 5 spot, so I was like, let me try something different here.
I like Kamara and Harris.
I actually wanted to go Zeke, but I don't know. Like I said, I was trying to get everything together, so I did the safer play in Kamara since.
Yeah, that's fine. Zeke or Kamara there is fine.
And listen, with Dobbins, I'm thinking if he's at least getting minimum 17 to 20 touches a game, I'll take that.
I don't know if he will, though. Najee will. Najee will for sure.
Yeah.
The problem in these drafts, I don't know if you've been watching them, wide receivers go early and often.
Oh, definitely. You know, it's
So,
like I said, from the 10th spot, I was mostly going either Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Jones was there,
yeah.
and then maybe come around and hook him with Akers. You know, if I'm going back to back, or maybe a Hopkins. You know, depending which receiver was over there.
All right. Okay. I'm liking this so far. I'm liking this strategy so far. Liking how this has fallen so far.
Now that they've been picked, who do you think is going to get the most work out of Cooper Cup and Woods?
I don't think.
Everyone I see, it's like they go back and forth.
I like Woods a little bit more, but I'm talking like I like both of them a lot.
Yeah. I think in PPR, Woods has the edge because I think he's going to get a lot more touches, but Cup I think is going to get a lot more like chunk yards. So I don't know which one's going to get more red zone looks either.
I think they're gonna be very close. I have Woods just a little bit higher because I feel like Stafford looks to the outside more than like Goff did.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Woods runs like deep routes, but he does play more on the perimeter than Cup, of course. So
This could all get screwed up because I just saw yesterday Golden Tate was saying he wants to come to the Rams to play with Stafford.
I mean, come on, Golden Tate. I love Golden Tate. I used to draft Golden Tate all the time. He was like that wide receiver you could get in like the 7th, 8th, 9th round in PPR leagues, and he was just a monster. Nobody wanted him because he'd only get like 80 yards one catch touchdown, but it didn't matter because he'd have like 7 or 8 catches every week. But now he's done. He's done.
Yeah,
they got Deshaun Jackson. They still got Van Jefferson.
When you got a player doing interviews and just talking about like what team he wants to go to as a free agent, that's when you know it's pretty much over. Like,
yeah. I mean, they can sign him, but like, what's he gonna do?
What are they gonna give him?
Oh, like the veteran minimum.
Yeah, like,
and it's like, okay, you can play like a few snaps a week.
Yeah, it hurts because like as a Lion fan, it hurts to see him like that. But like, what's he gonna do? He went to the Giants and disappeared. So.
And what's his role going to be? He's not going to play. What is he going to play? He's not going to play the slot. They got Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Like he's just going to be like a special teamer. I don't know. He's going to, he'll come in every now and then when Cooper Kupp needs a breather. That's like all his role is going to be, right?
That or when they don't have a tight end out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could move Kupp to the outside and 3 wide receiver sets. But then again, I mean, but you got Deshaun Jackson, you got Van Jefferson. Why are you going to move Kupp to the outside when you got those guys that can play on the outside? Yeah. There's no room for him. I mean, if he thinks they can win a Super Bowl, which I think they can, I mean, they got the defense for it. So as long as Matt Stafford does what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, it's so hard, like being a Lions fan and being like, what's the word? Like objective about it, because like everyone is like, Stafford sucks. He's never going to do anything, and I'm like, is that because he actually is, or is that just because he was on the Lions and that's just what people are seeing because they don't watch the games?
He didn't even suck. Stafford was good. It's not his fault they lost all those games. It wasn't like he was playing bad.
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Did you see the thing with Sean McVay yesterday?
Yeah.
Saying he's a bad mother effer and he's everything promised and more.
He better say that. You make that trade for him, and then you're like, oh dang, he sucks. Like
Yeah.
you're in trouble. Then you might as well update your resume at that point, right?
Yeah, I don't know what McVay's doing though, because did you see that thing like a couple of weeks ago when it was like their first like official like practice at the stadium in front of fans, and they were doing like the interview after, and he was like talking about how like he was in such a better mood this season and he was excited to open up the playbook and all these things, like talking about Stafford, and everyone took that as like, man, he really must have hated Goff. So then the next day in an interview, like before they even said anything, he's like, I just wanted to point out that I wasn't saying anything bad uh about Goff. Everyone's like, okay, whatever. And then 2 weeks later, here he is saying pretty much the same exact thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, Goff's an okay quarterback, but he can't like do the things that Stafford can do.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what to do here.
this is the tough spot of the draft. I was hoping he'd make it back to me. Good pick. Good pick. There you go.
I was about to say,
All right, don't do
I
it.
am so surprised Kyle Pitts is in the 6th round.
Yeah, so that might be. Oh my God, why are you drafting Javonte Williams? You already have 2 running backs. Oh,
Was that who you're waiting on?
yeah. What's time I got? All right. Do I go with somebody like Josh Jacobs, or do I just go get my flex here? All right, and come back. Nah, I like that pick. I like Boyd.
It's either him or I get stuck without a an
Yeah.
extra receiver.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's what I was going to take at the turn. I was like, ugh, the value on Josh Allen is so at the 5 or 6. Like that's probably the lowest I've ever seen him go. But
Yeah. I mean, we've only had 2 quarterbacks so far, so
we got all these new guys in here, and all of a sudden the draft looks totally different.
yep.
I think it's because we don't got so many people talking about players.
Well, that's true. We don't have all our regulars on here talking about players, so it's like, yeah. Actually, who's your wow, I'm surprised those were the running backs that were just taken. Considering the running backs that are still there. Those are not the guys I was looking at.
It's good for you.
Well, I don't know if the guys I'm looking at will make it back to me. Okay, every time a running back doesn't get picked, Dak at the 7-5, that's really good. Every time a running back doesn't get picked, my chances go up. Uh-oh, there's one of them. Of course they're not going to make it past Ale. Dang it. Jacobs at the 7-6. That's ridiculous. Oh, one more. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I know these guys love running backs. They can't help themselves. Oh, all right. I'm okay with this guy as my RB2.
I think I'm one of the few guys who thinks that he'll still have the starting job. But I mean, I'm not going to deny there's a huge chance he doesn't,
Yeah.
or if he does for very long.
I think I'll have enough of a role. It doesn't sound like Etienne's going to be an every down guy. I think Robinson will have enough of a role. He probably won't get the passing game work that he got last year, which is a little disappointing. Um, but if Etienne struggles or, whatever, he could definitely have a big role. Oh my gosh, he just sniped me again.
It's the silent sniper.
All right.
You really like Wilson?
Yeah, I do. What's not to like? He's like top 5, top 8 every single year.
Yeah, for the first 6, 7 games, right, and then he really fell off. Like
He
I
did.
know
He did fall off. He did fall off last year, but I don't think that's going to happen again.
there was a guy actually that had drafted both Josh Allen, well, Russell Wilson first, and then a couple of rounds later, I don't know, like 2, 3 rounds later, he had Josh Allen, but he traded away Josh Allen early because
Ugh,
he thought he was going to fall off, and
dang.
it was reversed.
See, that's the thing. Why draft both of them?
I know. Tell me about it.
Unless you're in like a super flex or 2 QB.
I know that only makes sense.
Yeah.
There.
It's cause like even people who prepare, like you prepare, you have your papers, you get to the draft, all that planning goes right out the window. So think about how much worse it is for guys who just don't do that and they just go in and they just pick whoever they see that they like.
Yeah, they show up. They start researching like the night before the draft.
Yeah, that's how you get teams. That's how you get guys like my whole league that will draft 2 quarterbacks, like 2 or 3 tight ends, and leave like nothing for people who try to have a strategy and wait on players.
There goes my tight end, Goddard. I was in my other league. I have him as a keeper. I'm losing my 9th round actually for him.
Oh, dang. Nice.
Yeah. Let me see over here now. You know what? Let me see if I'll wait.
So you're telling me you think Lockett is the best flex?
Well, I mean, I haven't looked at everybody's flex, but probably. Like, who else are people rolling out of flex so far? Let's see. Brad's rolling out Odell as his flex.
Okay.
Thomas Slav rolling out looks like Michael Carter. Nick, Jamar Chase. So I guess it depends on how you feel about Jamar Chase. Barquios, Antonio Brown, or Chase Edmonds. Gus, Devontae Parker. Oh, maybe Najee. I guess Najee. But here's the thing. No, sorry, Gus, but I'm really low on J.K. Dobbins. I think you're gonna. I'm really low on J.K. Dobbins personally, but could be not. If J.K. Dobbins hits and Najee's your flex, then you have the best flex for sure.
Or I could just roll with Boyd in the flex and have Najee and Kamara 1-2.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Boyd's fine in the flex. Robbie Anderson for Ale. Cheeks looking at like Chenault or Brandon Cooks. The TDs guy looking at like Jarvis Landry. We all know how I feel about that. If you listen to our Sunday one, I got Lockett. So Buster Boom could have Javonte in the flex. That could be good. That could be very good. But we don't know. Could be risky too. Long Wang has Jalen Waller, Melvin Gordon, and then you have Corey Davis or Russell Gage. So I would say it's between Lockett, Najee, and then Javonte.
Huh. I don't know. I've never had Lockett, but from when I look at it, he's super Buster Boom, which I mean, as your flex is fine, but
yeah,
I guess I value consistency over over Buster Boom.
I know, but the thing is, like, okay, like first of all, Corey Davis and Russell Gage, they might not be Buster Boom, but their consistency might be like 10 to 15 points.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas, I'd rather have a guy in my flex who can give me like 30 points and win my week multiple
Right,
times.
but there's some weeks where he gets like one.
Yeah, but it's
You
okay.
know?
He doesn't get one, but yeah, I get it.
I think it's just two different play styles.
Yeah.
I guess if you do that, you have to be really solid at your starting positions.
Well, yeah, when you have Adams, Kelsey, Cooper,
Yeah.
and Godwin, I feel pretty good there. Like I feel like I have a pretty good floor with those
Yeah.
guys. So you can do it, certainly.
Plus, you still got 4 more rounds of guys that could blow up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna probably take one more receiver because I like to have that depth.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll just be all running backs from there.
Oh, that's what I was waiting on. I wanted to make Stinger proud.
Has anyone ever played with the IDP players?
I have, yes. Do you play with that?
That's what happened last year. I had Schobert as my linebacker, and the last game, I don't know if you remember, because I had Kamara and McLaren's and everybody. And the last game, I decided. Well, I mean the semifinals. I decided to put in the linebacker from the Jets, Hewitt, I think his name was, or something. And damn, like 3-4 points, I lost out from. My point just from that, I was like, oh my god. And Schobert had those those points. I decided to sit the wrong guy. And
Yeah.
my DB is Poyer. I was going with actually for the was these guys are like steady. So
Yeah. My problem with the IDP was like it was too much.
it is because you got to be swapped. Now you 1 week the guy blows up, you go and pick him up, then he does crap.
Yeah.
You're like it's all over the place.
You might have to pause this. Nick went off. I see.
Hopefully he said his cue.
Yeah. Let's try to see on the Zoom.
He said he couldn't get on the Zoom.
Yep.
Yeah, he said his cue, so that's all right.
Yeah, all these new guys are making all these players go up.
Oh, here we go. We got Cheeks. There he is.
What up?
There he is. It's a pleasure of grading my super team.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, man.
Honestly, coming to this draft, I was like, I'm at the 9th spot. I'm going to see if I can go like Adams, Kelsey, and then stock up on wide receivers. And I couldn't believe I got Cooper and Godwin. And then I got Hunt. And then I was like, oh my God, if I get Javonte Williams, this draft is over. And then Francis, who didn't even need a running back, who needed a wide receiver, took Javonte Williams.
Yeah, honestly, I would have liked that Javonte Williams a lot. I would have liked that team a lot if you had him.
Hunt and Williams with those starting four.
Compared to Hunt and Robinson, yeah.
I don't even mind Robinson. Like, well, once Williams went, I was like, fine, I'll just wait again. But yeah, Williams and Hunt would have been nice.
Yeah.
But fine. I still like my team a lot. This team has massive upside. There's going to be some weeks where where the 10 o'clock games are over and I've already won. I stopped watching football.
There's going to be some weeks when the 10 o'clock games are over and you can know you lost.
Hey, either way, I'm good. I get to move on with my weekend.
It's not bad. You have the rest of the day. Then,
yeah, move on with my day.
I will say that is the worst when it's so close that you got to watch a game you don't even want to watch. You're just praying. You're like, oh, please. Like,
no,
just one more catch, one more yard.
The one I hate the most is when you and your opponent each have like one guy going on Thursday night and his guy goes off for like 25 and your guy gets like 5.
Yeah.
And then you got to sit there all week. Like you have Friday, Saturday, you got to sit there the rest of the week.
Just doing it.
Looking at your team already getting destroyed after one night.
Ugh.
That's the worst.
You talking about the Thursday night game?
Yeah, when you have a guy going and your opponent has a guy going and his guy goes off for some massive game.
It's brutal. Yeah, you know it's over. Yeah, it's
the worst. You're like, oh my God, it's only Thursday night. I'm already like down 20 points or something.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the worst for sure. Let's see. I probably didn't need a running back. At least Francis didn't sign me with David Johnson. I will never draft David Johnson.
Yeah, I hope not.
I'll take a chance that his knee's okay. If not, to the waiver wire you go. There we go. Cole Beasley. I feel like no one ever drafted Cole Beasley, and then he went on that Twitter tirade, and now he goes in like every draft.
That was funny. I saw that.
What's up, Francis?
Yo, what's up, man?
Dang you.
How many times I sniped you? I wasn't really watching the YouTube as much.
Twice. I cannot believe you took Javonte Williams. I'm like, he's got to go wide receiver here. He doesn't need a running back.
I didn't really like the wide receiver. I like Javonte a lot, so I was like, he's there still. I got to take him.
I know. I was like, man, I'm going to have this start, and then I'm going to get Hunt and Javonte as my RB1 and my RB2.
Yeah, I like having one of those rookies, either ETN or Javonte.
Yeah.
I actually like
Javonte
Javonte more now.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah.
low on Etienne, honestly.
Oh man, I love ETN. I see his highlights. Looking
Oh, I
like
like
Kamara out there.
I like the player. I just don't love the situation.
I don't think Urban Meyer. I don't think the Jags are gonna use him right.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I
because
don't know.
he's talking about using him in like that Percy Harvin type role or like Curtis Samuel even, and it's like I'm not sure if that's going to produce like great running back numbers.
no.
The odds of him coming in and just winning the starting role, even within the first couple of weeks, is like so low.
Yeah,
What-
I think
What's
James
most
Robinson.
likely going to happen is they're going to force both, and it's just going to nuke the value of both.
Well, I think they might try to force Etienne in the beginning. But I think if James Robinson is playing well, we might see more of like James Robinson on the early down, and Etienne more of like a third down guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's Urban Meyer.
Or maybe they're trying to use him as like the pass catching back.
Yeah,
That's what they've been doing all off season.
I know, but I mean he's a good pass catcher, but they're trying to have him like line up as a wide receiver and run like wide receiver routes, and it's like, dude, he doesn't.
He's literally never done that before, and they're like, yeah, they're fine.
All right, so who's grading, Austin or Francis? Who's doing this?
Oh, I can't do it.
All right, Austin.
Okay, all right, I'll do it. All right,
Go.
I might have to step out real quick. Actually, hold on.
All right, no problem. Don't let a patient die or anything. Do what you got to do.
Hey,
all right. Let's start. We'll start. Is Nick on or is it just me?
It's just you.
Just me today. All right.
You today.
We'll start with the first. We'll go Brad. Chris, I want you to give me backup grades for each one. All right.
Okay, I'll give you backup.
So we can take an average. I like that more. All right, we got C-Mac, McLaurin, Robinson, Ayuk, Montgomery, Beckham. I think that's a fine start.
Yeah, very good.
Actually, I'm starting to like A-Rob actually more than McLaurin personally.
That's I don't agree, but it's fine.
Don't
They're
agree.
close. They're close.
I'm getting a little higher. I guess I'm getting a lot.
Honestly, I have it. McLaurin. I think I have it McLaurin 12, A-Rob 13. So it's like.
And do Keenan above both? Because I do now.
Yes.
Okay. So we're on that page at least. All right. So yeah, I like that start. Ayuk should be a perfect wide receiver 3. I don't have any issues with that. Montgomery as a running back 2 is great. Beckham, see, that's what I like. I like you have an upside player, but you're not reliant on him necessarily to be your wide receiver 2, which some people have done in our past drafts. Kyler Gesicki's a little early for me, but I don't hate it, but it is a little early. Hines, Aguilar. I like that Aguilar and then Edwards and then Marquise Brown. Yeah, it's a fine team. I think it should be very competitive. No holes that I see. I mean, obviously Gesicki's not the best tight end, but it's not also the worst. I just think you could have maybe like punted that position even more and then possibly gotten one of the guys in the 11th round, because I'm not sure there's too much of a difference between him and those guys, but just my opinion. Yeah, this is like an 8 for me probably, because I think I don't see any holes. It may not be like one of those elite teams that we've seen that give it like that 8-5-9 range, but it's an all-around solid team for me.
Yeah, I agree. His first 5 and Kyler can carry him pretty much most weeks.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good team.
Yeah. All right. Thomas Love. We got Cook, MT, Waller, Galladay, Sanders, Jackson, Carter. Got 2 rookies there, and Carter and Bateman, and then Fournette, Gallup, Miko. See, I like the first 3 picks, and then it goes a little bit south for me, to be honest. Galladay could be good, but there's some risk there, especially where you're taking him, because you got to look at the risk versus the possible bust potential, especially there. And then Miles Sanders is the same for me. I'm a little bit off of him. And then going Michael Carter, Bateman, Fournette, Gallup, Hardman, and then Brian Edwards. Like, I don't see a lot of stuff there. That's like a 7 for me, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. It's the first team's definitely better.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Nick, we got Barkley, Keenan, Evans, Higgins, Chase. Love that. Absolutely love that. Fant looks good there. Sermon, Connor, Hertz, Rondell Moore, Ronald Jones, Diami Brown. Yeah, this team, I like this team once again a lot. RB2 is maybe a little question mark, depending on, whether Trey Sermon ends up being the guy or not.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him go either over Rondell or Diami, go with another running back there. But otherwise, this is a really good team.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he could have gone Gus Edwards or something instead of Rondell, which would have probably been a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. And I think I'd put it above the prior. I don't know if it's better than the first team.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I think it's probably similar. So maybe 7.58, probably right in that range. I'd say they're both close, but right around there probably.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. Okay, Barquilios, Henry, Jefferson, Lamb, Carson, Devontae Smith, Josh Allen, Antonio Brown, Edmonds, Harris, Brown, Irv Smith, Amari Rogers. Who's the flex gonna be? AB, I guess. Yeah, AB. Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah, and then Irv Smith. So this team is probably it's definitely not as good as Knicks or the first team, honestly.
No, but it's better than the second team.
It's better than the second team. What do we give the second team? A 6.5?
No, we give them like a 7.
A 7? We should have given it probably a 6.5, honestly.
It's fine. This is like a 7.5 for me. I think, again, I would have liked it a lot more if you would have, instead of Amari and St. Brown, if you would have just replaced one of those guys with another running back, just give him some more chances. Because once he gets past Carson, he is pretty thin there.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it's a good team. Josh Allen at the 6'9", that's pretty.
Yeah, that is nice to get him there. But honestly, like Lamar 6'11", Kyler 7'2", like these dudes are going.
Yeah, they went late.
Going late, yeah, absolutely. All right, Gus Bones, Kamara, Dobbins, Najee. So obviously solid running back group, but then look at the wide receivers. DJ Moore, DJ Chark, Tyler Boyd, Devontae Parker, Henry Ruggs. I mean, for going 3 straight running backs, it's honestly not the worst wide receiver group we've seen.
No.
We've seen a lot.
You know how I feel about Dobbins. Gus knows. I don't know if Gus knows how I feel about Dobbins, but I think looking at this team, like I love Kamara. I told him I love Kamara, I love Harris. But if he would have gone like Justin Jefferson, Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas, whoever he's higher on between those guys in round 2.
Yeah.
And then, could still go like more Chark Boyd. And then come back with some other wide receivers. I think that would have been a really, really, really good team.
I agree with you. Because I'd like
obviously if his 3 running backs hit, then he'll be okay. But if Dobbins or one of those guys doesn't hit, then it's gonna be tough sledding.
And I personally like Jefferson over Dobbins personally. I like Jefferson, Keenan. I think they'll both probably up. I like Najee actually over Dobbins, but that's just.
I do too.
You do too? Okay. I was going to say, where are you on that? But yeah.
But I'm super low on Dobbins. So.
You know what? I'm high on Dobbins' talent, but honestly, like the more I open my eyes to the situation, he is going to be splitting carries there. It's just.
Well, not only that, I mean, again, 50 targets on the whole year to running backs. 50.
I know.
He's not going to catch more than like 30 passes on.
Now, if you're playing in a standard league, or I think his value is
standard league, I think he'll be a beast because he's probably going to get like 10 touchdowns.
Exactly. Yeah. So for me, this is probably. I think this is still better than. What team was it?
I think it's better. I think it's better than Team 2 and Team 4.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, agreed.
I don't know if it's quite on the level of 1 and 3 though.
I wouldn't put it on level 1 and 3 just because of the wide receiver depth. So probably this would be our first 7.5, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's fair for this one.
I'll take that for a first time 5 spot.
You had grabbed. I mean, this just me personally. If you had grabbed one of those wide receivers that I mentioned, whichever one you like.
Yeah, like like I said again, it was tough for me picking from this, and I was scrambling around looking for what
Yeah.
was my approach, and then I just realized that it was three receivers. I didn't, because I'm
Oh,
usually
okay.
used to the two and then one flex, and then that's why I was like,
Yeah,
I
now
was-
in that format, then yeah, definitely. So yeah, but in the 3 wide receiver format, yeah, if you had grabbed one of those wide receivers, your team would be looking really good.
All right, let's go to
It'll be
AL.
good.
Yeah, still good. Yeah, but yeah, if you
so
had,
I'm winning it. So I'm winning it, is what you're saying. Okay, cool. No, I'm.
Yeah.
You're in the top 3 right now, which hey, you come
Yeah,
out of the
yeah.
draft in the top 3.
That's it. I'll
That's
take
good
it.
enough. Work
Okay.
your way
Yes.
over a little bit. You're good. Take a
a
trade.
start of Kamara, Jefferson, and Harris would have been sick in my opinion.
Yeah, that really
Yeah, it would have been a different look for sure with
Yeah.
those two.
All right, let's go to AL then. We got Zeke, AJ Brown, Cooper Cup, Swift, Claypool, Anderson, Jacobs, Goddard, Mostert, Rager, Stafford, Traquan. I'm not in love with Swift. I'm not in love with Jacobs.
Me neither,
One
but
of
I think where he got
one
it,
of them should produce RB2 numbers though. I mean, yeah.
I was hoping Jacobs would fall to me there.
And then he can flex the other one probably. So that's that's okay. It's solid, I'd say. I've got high standards for Ale, so it's tough.
Right? He usually
High standards.
Nick?
I'm grading him on a curve, man.
He usually crushes it. So
So I'm not sure it's better still than those first, the one, what was it, the one and I keep forgetting, one in the Knicks team. I would take Knicks team still over this team. But it's not a bad team, so I'd say this team is right on par with Gus's team, probably at that 7-5, I'd say is probably fair.
Yeah, it's got potential, but it's also got a lot of risk.
It does, yeah, and you have to weigh in that risk.
The problem is, like, if Swift doesn't do, I mean, at the 4.7, that's fine value, but if he's just like, let's say, a low end RB2, and let's say Claypool's kind of what he was last year, and let's say Robbie Anderson stuck with Sam Darnold, it's not. I just don't see a lot. His first 3 picks were great. I thought the first 3 picks, but then after that, I just don't see a lot of upside. I just don't see a lot of upside
versus the risk. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. 7-5. All right, skip me for now. We'll go to.
Sorry to jump in here, but what did you give my team? I'm just curious.
A negative 3, I think.
Negative 3.
-3.
Worst team we've ever seen, man.
No, we said it was between you and the first team so far for like the best teams right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks.
I think we had you at an 8, honestly. I think that's what it was.
Here, I'll do your team real quick. All right,
okay,
JT Ridley. I know you didn't want to pick Kittle there, but you got to.
I had to. Yeah, you had to.
Insane value. Almost as insane value as the next guy got, but we'll get there. See, this is where I don't not like Edwards-Helaire. I do like him. But now you're playing catch up at wide receiver. Although you did get Judy, Samuel, Shenault. I mean, you got some potential at that wide receiver, but I mean, dude, you need to start 3 of those guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because you need 2 wide receivers and a flex out of that. So there's gonna be some weeks where you're hurting for sure. Jamal Williams, I like that. Troutman, Tannehill, that's a good finish. I just think if you would, I mean, I know Edwards-Helaire is a great value at the 4.6, but I don't know if you would have gone with somebody like Higgins, Ayuk, Chase, Smith. I don't know who you like there.
I just don't see a huge difference between now Higgins and Ayuk versus like Jerry Jeudy personally. I don't.
Well, the problem, okay, but the problem is, do you see a big difference between
having him on my team versus
having both those guys versus probably having to start one of Shenault, Cooks, or Mooney?
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, I would have to start. Yeah, Ridley, Judy, and Samuel, and then I would have to flex. Well, hopefully Shenault turns into that, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean, there's a chance. There's always a chance those guys do, but there's always a chance. They don't.
Yeah, flex is definitely the issue here, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas if you got one of those guys, and then you could have gotten like, I don't know, maybe you could have gotten Michael Carter, Trey Sermon, or James Robinson or something like that. Josh Jacobs went right for you. I don't know.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to pass on Clyde there, though. I just don't. I don't know if I have it in me. I'd like to
I mean,
be.
I get that. It's great value for him. It's just hard when you go running back, wide receiver, tight end, and then running back again. It just makes it really hard.
Yeah.
Not as good as Nick or the first guy. I don't even know. I think you're like just behind Gus and Ale, but you're ahead of the 2 and the 3. So whatever that grade is.
Fair. Yeah, I agree. I don't disagree. I would need Kittle to obviously like absolutely ball out to give this team.
You need Edwards-Helaire to be what everybody thought he was going to be last year.
Yeah, agree. All right. Next one, we got Chubb, Hopkins, Gibson, Julio, ETN.
See, don't get this. Go ahead.
I don't get this. Yeah, I don't get this roster construction. Burrow. Okay, if you like Burrow, that's fine, but that's not what I'm looking at really in terms of Higbee. Lindsey. Yeah, I don't get it, to be honest. Like, you have a running back group isn't bad. Like, you have Chubb, Gibson's fine there. ETN's okay, but the wide receivers you could have gotten in some of those spots. This team needs like Julio to be healthy, obviously. That would help a lot. Again, the flex though is going to be like, I guess, Jarvis Landry, Michael Pittman, maybe.
Pittman, maybe.
Yeah.
But no, I don't understand the Etienne pick. I mean, I know it's good value for Etienne. Like, you're like, oh my God, Etienne at the 5'8". But this team really needed a wide receiver.
Yeah, I would put
especially when they got Chubb and Gibson. I mean, if Gibson's healthy, you could have like 2 RB1s or 2 top 15 running backs already.
Exactly. And then all you need later on is like again, we always say it, like at the end of the draft, you target one of those guys like Jamal Williams, Gus Edwards, any of those other guys that can be, a bye week fill-in RB2, and then you're set. Yeah, this team probably is right around where I was. Maybe a little lower, I'd say, even, because he didn't hit the wide receiver group probably. I mean, he has to have Jarvis Landry or Michael Pittman hit there. So yeah, it's probably like 7.
Yeah.
Probably 7, right where I am. Yeah. All right, Chris, gotcha. Adams, Kelsey, Cooper, Godwin, Hunt, Lockett. So the wide receiver group, solid, no holes. Hunt, I'd rather see him as an RB2, but it's okay. If you had Hunt and Javonte Williams, because I think Javonte Williams I think he has like RB1 honestly potential. Like I think that's in his range of outcomes.
1 pick away.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because then you end up with James Robinson, Will Fuller, Justin Herbert. I just have issues with the running back group. Do you think one of them can be an RB2? I just don't. I don't know.
I think one of them can be an RB2. I don't really have an RB1.
No, I meant after Hunt. Do you think one of the other guys can serve as your another like RB2?
Oh yeah, definitely. Penny's the riskiest, but like James Robinson, like I said, I think James Robinson is going to have enough of an early down role. I think Kenyon Drake's going to have a pretty big role in Vegas. I think the Saints, I think Murray will have a bigger role this year. I think they're going to run the ball more. I mean, are they going to be good RB2s? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why missing out on Javonte was like, oh
yeah.
And then I was like, oh man, maybe when Tomislav and Nick went with the rookies, I was like, oh cool, maybe Josh Jacobs will follow me, and then Ale grabbed Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, because honestly, I'm personally higher on Javonte than even Kareem Hunt, so that's just where I am. I just think he has more upside. Short of like Nick Chubb getting hurt, I see more of a path for Javonte to take over that backfield. I prefer team 1 and Nick's team to this team, but it's It's better than mine. It's better than a couple of the others. It's like the opposite of Gus, where Gus had like these just running back, elite running back. Yeah, it's
that's
probably,
fair. That's fair.
it's probably
It was a Javonte Williams pick away from.
yeah, it's probably like I think I got a 7. I'd say this is like a 7.5.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Javonte probably takes his team honestly to like an 8 though, so that's kind of unfortunate. But all right,
Francis gets a 1. Let's move on.
Buster Boom. All right, Metcalf, Akers.
By the way, that's the earliest we've ever seen Metcalf, right?
We've never seen
He's never gone in the first.
Yeah, he's never gone in the first.
It was like I took Adams, then all of a sudden everybody was like, "Oh, I can take a wide receiver now." I did not expect that. I was like, "Whoa!" But anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Metcalf, Akers, Woods, Deontay Johnson. That's a nice little 3. I mean, good first 4 picks. I think it's a little early for Metcalf personally, but I know Pierre has him like ranked as his number 1 wideout. So, I guess it's probably in his range of outcomes, you could say. Gaskins, Javonte. Ooh, I like that running back group now of Cam Akers, Gaskin, and Javonte Williams. Andrews, Wilson, Elijah Moore. His flex is either going to probably be David Johnson. Probably David Johnson at the start of the season, maybe Elijah Moore midway through the year.
Yeah. I like his first 8 picks a lot.
I love his first 8 picks. This team probably it's definitely in the top 3. What was that?
I think this team might be the best team so far.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely in the top 3 with Nick and the first team, and I'd say better than the first team. I still like Nick's team a lot, depending obviously on Trey Sermon, whether he does hit or not there.
Don't forget, Francis could potentially be flexing Javonte Williams.
Yeah, he could be.
Like if Akers does what he's supposed to do and Gaskin does what he's supposed to do, he could be flexing Javonte with those 3 wide receivers.
Oh yeah, that's my fault. I was saying he's flexing David Johnson and Elijah Moore. What the hell am I looking at?
He could be flexing Javonte, and he's got
he'd be flexing Javonte. Yeah,
Andrews and Russell Wilson. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I was because I was saying that, and I was thinking he was flexing David Johnson for some reason. But yeah, I see that now. So yeah, I do like this team the most.
I think his team's the best so far.
I agree.
Even though he's sniping twice. I think I give him an 8.5.
8.5, yeah. It's definitely probably an 8.5. Really good team. Yeah, I agree. All right, Long Wang. We got Hill, Jones, Mixon, Patty Boy. About to say Juju, but I almost threw up in my mouth there a little bit.
Hey, at least you got Pitts at the 6'2". That's the lowest we've ever seen Pitts.
Absolute steal. Jalen Watt, this wide receiver group, man, is brutal. And honestly, I don't even love the running back group of Melvin. He's got his 3 straight picks were Melvin Gordon, Zach Moss, and AJ Dillon. Like that's.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he wasn't going more wide receivers there and then finish with a couple of running backs.
Yeah,
that's where he really needed the help.
I'll probably honestly say this is the worst team we've seen, and I'd probably give it a 5.5.
Dang, that's harsh.
Ooh.
Just trying to be honest.
Short way.
I don't see any potential though for this team. That's my issue. I don't see any.
Well, he's got the Mahomes Hill stack. That's good.
Okay, look at his wide receivers though. So he has to start Juju and Jalen Waddle. He has to start them both.
And then his flex is going to be somebody like Melvin Gordon, Zach Moss, AJ Dillon, Dental Mims, Jamison Crowder.
Yeah.
Good. I'll be a little nicer. I'll give him a 6.
Okay. Very generous of you.
It's yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Could be
all right, Mikey, we got Eckler, Diggs, Thielen, Sutton. It's a nice little group of wide receivers there. I'm not a huge Thielen fan, but I understand it.
I thought about going Deontay over Thielen.
I would have liked that more.
But I don't know, like things are so weird on Pittsburgh that I just decided to go with the consistency of Thielen. Because even after Jefferson blew up last year, he was still fantasy relevant.
Look, as long as he produces, as if he does what he did last year, that's a great pick. It's just
Here's my what's up, Elgin? I see on the. Sorry, here's my issue with Thielen. So I was looking at it the other day. And the thing with Deontay Johnson is we know as long as Big Ben is there, he's going to get like force fed. He's like a PPR monster, right? He's like not a guy you want in like a standard scoring league because he's not going to rack up yards and touchdowns. He's going to rack up those catches.
He's a souped up Jarvis Landry, basically.
Thielen had those 2 really good years where he had 1,200, 1,300 yards. Then last year, and he only missed 1 game. He only had 900 yards, but he had 14 touchdowns, which is almost double more than he had in any other year. He had 9 1 year. So,
and that was with Dalvin Cook blowing up this season.
I know, but the thing is, like, that's a very unsustainable thing to me. Like, if his touchdowns go back down to like, because his previous was 5, 4, 9, 6. So if they go back down to that range, I think he's going to lose a lot of value. That's my thing with Thielen.
I guess I feel more comfortable with him because both Jefferson and Dalvin Cook blew up, and he was still having like one of his best seasons.
Well, no, I'm like, he had like his 3rd best season, maybe even his 4th. Well, he had an amazing touchdown, but that's the thing. Like Jefferson had an extremely low touchdown rate for the usage he got. So if that changes more towards what it should be, then you got to think Thielen's is going to go down.
Yeah.
So, I don't dislike Adam Thielen. Like, I'm not like totally low on him, but I just think I just do like Deontay Johnson a little more because again, Deontay Johnson's not going to score 14 touchdowns. He's probably going to get like 4 or 5, but that's okay because he's going to get like 10 targets every week because Big Ben is just going to like keep throwing him the ball because that's what Big Ben does.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine. I'm not like anti-Thielen or anything.
Yeah, I've got Deontay and I've got Godwin honestly ranked a little bit higher than him. But are you Godwin higher as well, Chris? Or
yeah, I have Thielen. I have Thielen. I have Thielen below Sutton.
I take him over Higgins, probably DJ Moore, honestly.
I have him over. I'm not very high on DJ Moore this year. I'm not very high on any of the Panthers with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, the guys I'd take over him are Godwin, Johnson, Julio's maybe Julio. Those probably are the guys. After that, I like Thielen over all the other ones, honestly.
Gotcha.
But it's not a bad pick, so don't get me wrong. I'm not going to ding you for that, honestly. Mike Davis is good there. Hawkinson, Davis, Gage, Williams, Gainwell, Pollard. So you're pretty much relying on Mike Davis pretty much 100% as your RB2, because I don't know. I mean, Gainwell maybe possibly by like midseason has like a chance to take that backfield, but I don't know if he would ever actually take that backfield. At best, he's probably getting a handful of carries a game. Pollard, Rodgers. I like what you did with Corey Davis, Russell Gage there. I don't like his team as much as Francis's team. Knicks or the first. I'd probably put it right in that 4 range. Yeah, probably like a 7.5 for me, I'd say.
Yeah, he's like right there with Gus and Ale, I think.
Yeah, that's where I'd have him too, because there's no holes here, I'd say. I mean, maybe after Mike Davis, there's a little bit of a hole, but
yeah, I would have just liked to seen one of those last 3 wide receivers be a running back just to give yourself a little more
flexibility there.
more depth. But other than that, I think this is a good squad. Getting Aaron Rodgers in the last round is always great value.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, 7-5, I'd say. There's nothing,
Yeah.
no holes, but just not quite the upside and maybe not quite the safety of some of those other teams. But fine team, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Good draft, everybody.
Man, when we have weeks where there's not so many guys talking, we get wrapped up in an hour.
Seriously, we were done with that draft in like 45 minutes, and I was like, oh my god, 5:45, and we're already done with the draft.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
I was doing like I was like, okay, I'll hop on. I guess I have like 2 or 3 things to do. And then it's like the 10th round. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll hop on now. Like,
Yeah,
real
because
quick.
I guess we don't have all those. Are we chatting?
Yeah, I was surprised it was going so quickly.
Yeah. When's the video coming out for the Dynasty thing?
Young Money just asked me that. Well, so Pierre's out of town, so hopefully we'll be able to film next week. And if we do, we'll probably do it then.
Now, when you guys film, are you guys like able to hear each other talking at the same time, or is it like taped? One person talks and the next person talks.
No. So we're on Zoom like this, but then we like have our cameras set up. So I'm like talking into my camera, but he can hear what I'm saying, and then he's talking to his camera, but I can hear what he's saying.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. I was wondering about that.
You guys like film like multiple like the content for multiple videos at once, and then in like one call, and then like edit it later? Or do you do it like video by video?
We do it video by video, but we usually film 4 videos at a time.
Okay, gotcha.
But we do one video and then we stop recording, and then we talk about the next video, whatever the topic's going to be, and maybe like how we want to do it, and then we start recording it, and then we do that.
Okay, I gotcha. Cool.
How'd you guys originally get started with that? Like,
well, he's been with the site called Rotoballer for a long time.
I've seen his name on there. Yeah. On the Fantasy Pros. how you like type in.
Oh, same. Yeah.
You type in one person or someone else, and then it comes up with like a percentage for, that. And I remember seeing his name. I was like, I wonder if that's the same guy. And I was like, yeah, I bet it is the same guy.
It is. So I started writing for them like 4 years ago now, but I didn't really like writing. It's too tedious, too boring. But I got to know Pierre from writing, and then he had a podcast back then with some other guy. All right, Gus, good draft, man. Glad you got on here. Hopefully you'll be on here again.
Thanks, Chris. All right. See you guys. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Yeah.
So I'll never forget. He's like, hey, we're doing a mid-season mock draft. So we did it was like the middle of the season. He's like, we're gonna do a mock draft as if like you were drafting today. So you knew what had happened up to that point. And it literally, we only got through it was me, him, and whoever the other guy was. I don't remember. And we only got through 3 rounds because it was taking us. So it was like a 2-hour long thing. We were only through 3 rounds because we were talking about every pick forever. It was horrible. But then when I got done with it, I was like, yeah, that was actually kind of fun. That was way more fun than writing. I just got to say about what I wanted to say instead of having to sit there and put it on paper and type it and all tedious. And then he was like, hey, the other guy, my other co-host is really flaky. He doesn't show up a lot. You want to start doing it with me? So then we started doing it like that, but it was just a podcast. It was just audio. It was through Rotoballer. It was really terrible. We had all kinds of problems. We'd have problems with the recordings. We'd have all sorts of problems. Then Rotoballer eventually switched to YouTube. And so him and I switched to YouTube for Rotoballer. So we've been doing YouTube for 2 or 3 years now, but it was with Rotoballer. But it wasn't until last season. It was week 3, and I was like, why are we doing this for Rotoballer? Why don't we just do this for ourselves? And that's when we started our own channel.
No, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I went on to some of those old, because I think you talked about it before, and I went on to some of those old videos and saw y'all. I was like, hey, that's Pierre and Chris.
Yeah, I'm sure they're really bad. I'm sure if I go back and look, they were really bad. Even when we started last year, they were pretty bad. We were just using Zoom and our webcams, and they were pretty bad. But we didn't honestly, man, it blew up a lot quicker than we thought. We were really shocked. Oh my God, people are actually watching this.
When you put out quality content, people notice.
I appreciate that. We definitely try. That's definitely something that we work hard on. And we definitely made a focus, like just get to the point. I know we've gotten a lot of we get comments on every time I get a comment about that, I get excited. Because nothing bugs me more than like guys rambling on for like 5-10 minutes. It's like, dude, I came on here to find out who your league winning running back is. I don't need to hear about like your weekend.
10 minutes. I've seen hour-long videos of like it's also, the title would be like top 5 running backs for this year, and it's an hour-long video with no like timestamps for everything. So I'm like, I'm not gonna.
How does it take you an hour to cover 5 running
Yeah,
backs?
come on now, like the hell. And then they just ramble on, but that's what's fun.
Yeah. Like that's why I can't ever read like Matthew Berry. I don't know if you guys ever read like Matthew Berry's like love hate. Like I just scroll forever until it finally gets to his love. It's like, dude, I don't need like your 300-page novel. Just get to the love hate. Just get to the guys you love and you hate. So
I remember like 3 years. It had to have been like 3 years ago. I had been doing fantasy for like a while, but like that's probably when I really got into it or whatever. And I remember like I was listening to all these ESPN guys, and they kept telling me to take Terrell Pryor. And I was like, I don't know if I really believe in this guy or not, but I heard it so many times, and I took this man, and oh my God, that was such a bad year. Such a bad year.
the only ESPN guy I like is Mike Clay. He's good.
Mike Clay, okay. Yeah, I know who that. Yeah, Mike Clay, and then I like listening to Field Yates a little bit. I think he's pretty good too. Yeah.
No, Field Yates is pretty good. Field Yates is pretty good. Matthew Berry, I mean, all due respect to Matthew Berry, the guy's like entertaining.
He's like an OG in fantasy football. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an OG for sure.
Yeah.
He's great for the game. He's great for fantasy football. I just wouldn't necessarily follow his advice.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But he's very entertaining. He's very fun to like listen to or whatever. So, not knocking him or anything, but Mike Clay is more like an analytical. Mike Clay comes from like a sports gambling background, so he's very much about like analytics. Playing the percentages, playing like what's most likely to happen here.
Likely to happen, sure, yeah.
That type of stuff. So he's more the guy. So whenever I do, if I'm like ever torn, I want to check rankings, I go to ESPN, but I just sort of by Mike Clay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I remember they told me to take Terrell Pryor, took him, and then there was a Browns running back. I forget his name.
Was it Trent Richardson?
He had the dreads.
Yeah,
no,
Trent Richardson.
No, it was after him. It was after him.
Oh.
You talking about the white guy?
No, it was black guy with dreads. He busted so hard.
Yeah. Oh, Crowell, Isaiah Crowell.
Yes, Isaiah Crowell.
Oh yes. Oh my God.
Yes, that was so bad too.
I remember Isaiah Crowell year.
Yeah, that was so bad too. And that's what after that I was like, okay, I can't listen to the ESPN anymore.
When was he being drafted that year? I don't remember. It's been a while.
He was like a third rounder, I think.
Yeah, he was
like 2017 or something.
Yeah, right around there.
Around there, 2018. Yeah, he was like a third rounder.
Yeah. That was brutal.
That's gonna be J.K. Dobbins this year. I hate to tell you guys.
He's a little bit
Probably,
more talented than J.K. I mean, J.K.'s a little bit more talented.
Maybe, but the situation, man, is so bad. But we'll see.
Although that was the year the Browns went like 1-16, I think. So.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's why I'm not very high on DeAndre Swift. I'm like, it's not very often that a running back on a really bad team and a really bad offense is like super productive, unless they're just like a freak, like, Christian McCaffrey, who can be on like a 3-win Panthers team and still put up insane numbers because he's just that good.
No, if Swift doesn't get the goal line carries, that's going to be a disaster.
Oh yeah.
Like the few goal line carries they're going to have, if they give those to Jamal Williams, then that's it for his production right there. Like I don't see him producing, enough points outside of just, the 20 from the 20 to 20 yard line. Like I don't see it.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right. Well, Nick, you in Thursday's draft?
Yep.
Austin, I'm guessing you're not since you're in this one.
I am. Do you want me to leave it or what do you want me to do? Because I saw this one was open like.
Oh no, then you're good.
Yeah,
You're
same.
good. You're good. No, you're good then. No,
Okay.
you're good.
All right.
I thought you were. Oh, dude, Thursday's even full. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 spots open still.
I know. Like, Bill doesn't join anymore. Jordan doesn't join anymore. So it's all right. We'll fill it.
They're probably busy with stuff. It's all good.
Yeah. All right, then. We'll see you guys Thursday. Nice job tonight. Thanks for hopping on.
See you
All
guys.
right, see you guys.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.
Have a good one.